right, welcome to the Trading 101 group. We're going to talk about NinjaTrader today. So a little introduction. And Airmere is not a broker-dealer, investment advisor. It's for educational purposes only. Options, bonds, futures, and currencies are involved risks and are not suitable for all investors. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I don't think we're going to show any live trades today, but we may. And if you want to read the whole thing, just pause recording. Go to the bottom of any of the Airmere web pages. Attribution, these are more for futures trading. An interesting one is this Tick Blaze. This is a new trading platform. We're going to be talking about NinjaTrader today, but Tick Blaze is a new one that's coming out that looks interesting. So you can get on their waiting list at airmere.com/TB and a few other interesting things there. So NinjaTrader. So let's talk about the kind of the big picture plan here. So we're going to talk about what is it, how to get started. We're going to talk about navigation, workspaces, charting basics, order management, and take your questions. So what is NinjaTrader? So it's a trading platform and brokerage service. So the history is NinjaTrader. I think they started out as a software platform, then they added a brokerage. And a year or two ago, they actually bought Tradeovate, which is another broker. So it's actually kind of two things in one, but we're going to talk about the trading platform, which you can get for free. You don't have to have a broker account with them. Primary focus is on futures and Forex trading. It's Windows software, so it will run on a Mac, but you have to use something like Parallels because it is Windows software. There's no Mac version. It's a standalone platform that connects to multiple third-party brokers and data providers. So you can connect to Charles Schwab, IQ Feed, eSignal, Rhythmic, Tradeovate, a whole bunch of different ones. It's got a very extensive technical analysis library with, I think they have 100 built-in indicators or over 100, but they've been around a long time, so like over 20 years. So the ecosystem for NinjaTrader is pretty huge. There's thousands of indicators and strategies and tools out there for it. So it's a very, very healthy program. Lots of third-party support. And it does have free simulated trading. So if you want to try futures trading, you can basically try it for free. You don't have to actually you know, have an account to trade. You can just practice. So some key features, like I said, advanced charting with over 100 built-in indicators. It's got pretty powerful order entry and trade management, automated trading capability. That's with Ninja Script, so it's a programming language. It's kind of like other programming languages you see, like with PineScript with Trading View, or TradeStation has their own scripting language. But it's a pretty powerful programming language if you want to get into that. Has market replay for backtesting and practice, and you can control the speed on that like 1 to 500 times, I think, or maybe even 1,000. Order flow analysis tools. So they do have things like VWAP, the volume weighted average price, market profile, cumulative delta, that kind of stuff. You need a paid license. If you don't have a paid license, you can just buy the order flow tools separately. And I think it's like $50 or $60 a month. However, there are third-party tools that do similar things. So you could go to some place like Trade Devils and buy their cumulative delta tool, for instance, and pay a one-time fee. And then you've got what you want, but you don't have to pay the lifetime license to NinjaTrader. And customizable workspace layouts. So you can have different layouts, and I'll go through some of that, and I'll go through a demo. So getting started, just go to ninjatrader.com, and then after you create an account, then after you log in, then you see this thing, download the most recent release. So you click on that, install it, and then um, the first thing you'll see, do you want to trade live or simulated? To start out with simulated, and it'll give you like a free delayed data connection. But if you're going to do like a futures prop firm, the simulated one is fine because you're not going to connect to a live account of yours. It's just like Apex or whatever. So after you do that, let's talk about what happens after that. So this is on one of my servers. This is like the stock initial thing that you're going to see when you first sign up or when you first launch NinjaTrader. It's pretty basic. It's got all these different charts and stuff. So we're just going to close these for now. Get rid of these and just talk about some of the stuff though. So this is the control panel. So This is kind of like your control of all the different things that control how the program works. Connections, workspaces, tools, commissions, that kind of stuff. And then if you want to do like new things like charts or go to a new script editor, if you want to write some code, strategy analyzer, bunch of different stuff. But the first thing I always do on a new installation is I go to tools, options, and then I click on this multi-provider, and that lets me connect to multiple different brokers. There's other things you can set in here. I don't think really. I use the NinjaTrader dark mode. It's like the skin, but they have different ones. I just like the dark one. If you want to have the light one, I think you have to restart it. I got to restart it to see that. So let me go grab my password. So let me just show you what the light skin looks like. Let's see, where did I put that? Here it is. I gotta log in now. So there's the light skin. It usually takes 10, 20 seconds for it to launch. Okay, so there's the light skin. You can see it's all the same charts and everything. It's just different. Now it's brighter. So again, we'll close all these. And you notice the same workspace opened up that we had when we closed it before. But now because we have the tools, options, multi-provider checked like that, now when we go to connections, we have this configure option down here, which we didn't have before. So when you go on here, now here's all the different brokers that you can sign up for. So I'll just connect to, I'll do a rhythmic connection, and this is my Apex account. So let me go figure out what that one is. It's here. And I'll connect this one on startup. So that'll give me data and stuff. And with Rhythmic, you have to pick a system. So this is an Apex login. So I'll do that. And I probably, let me see if it connects now. Should. Rhythmic takes maybe 10 to 20 seconds to connect. So while it's doing that, still thinking. So while it is doing that, let me just bring up a my error mirror. Oops, don't want to do that. That's some development stuff I had. All right, so if you go to the forums, there's a download in here that I had for Rhythmic. Let's see if I can find it. Rhythmic. So I have some settings here. Oh, that's for our trader. I want the NinjaTrader commissions. Here we go, commission files. So let me just download these. I got to right click on it and download it, or maybe just from here. See, download this. Okay, so I want to save link as. Okay, so the location of your NinjaTrader installation is under Documents, NinjaTrader 8. And then, so this is a template for commissions. So you go Template, Commissions, and then just save it. And then you can do the same thing here. Just save link as, put in the same place, set commissions templates. So now, let's see, does it hit load of my accounts yet? No, not yet. Check that connection. Hmm. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not connecting to that. Let me just add in, I've got a NinjaTrader account. Let's put this in here. And that's actually a live account. And I'll disconnect that, connect this. Okay, now it's connected. There we go. It's just a little account for data. So now when you have your accounts loaded, if I right click on it and go edit account, now I can set the commission schedule. So on my Apex accounts, for instance, I probably have to relaunch it to get that commission file in there. So let me just do that. So let me relaunch it. And when you're first setting it up, you have to relaunch it a couple of times typically. Oh, I know. I think I logged in with the wrong login for that Rhythmic account. All right, so let's again close all this stuff. And let's disconnect this, connect my live one. Right, there it is. Okay, so now say for the sim account, if I edit it, I can apply the rhythmic commissions to this. So this commission file is actually, I went to the Apex website and got all their different symbols. So you can see all the stuff I loaded in here. These are their actual commission rates that they charge at Apex for rhythmic accounts and the commissions for Tradeovate accounts. So it's pretty complete. And if there's one missing, I'm sorry, but I think I got all of them. But if I missed one, it's pretty close. It's very comprehensive. But that's how you do the commissions. You go to tools, commissions, and then you can add another one if you want. Like if you're trading in another brokerage, they have different rates, like say like a live account somewhere, like Thinkorswim, Interactive Brokers, whatever. You can just set up your own commission schedule, and they're just XML files. Um, let's see. Um, okay, so let's talk about just workspaces. So it comes with a default workspace. So let's start with a new one. I'll just call it test. Oops, one. There we go. So now I've got a test workspace now, but we want to add a chart to it. So let's add a new chart, and we got to pick a symbol. So we have all these different symbols, and you can create custom symbol lists too. But just for the sake of argument, let's just do ES, and 1 minute's fine. 5 days of data. At the bottom, you can control if you want to see for plot executions, like do not plot, markers only, or text and markers. I think it defaults to text and markers, but you can just put markers only or no or nothing if you want. So that'll load a basic chart. Now you can have I don't know, these are like the most recently selected ones. So I think we've actually rolled over. So probably December is what we want. But you can click this little pin icon, and now that will all show up at the top of the list. So if I pick some micros like MES, and I want to pin that one. Now, anytime I come to this simple select thing, those pinned ones will be right at the top, and I can easily switch between them. I don't have to go searching for them. And again, you can create custom lists if you want, but I found that the pinning one works fine because I only trade a handful of symbols. Um, one thing as far as layouts, what I like to do is I always put the accounts on the left. And then there's a lot of things on here that don't really apply for what I'm doing. So if you right click up here and go properties, then you can control which fields that you're seeing. So the ones that I use, just look at my other screen here. I get rid of buying power, cash value, connection I don't need. And then you can hit apply and I'll see what's left. I do keep display name, the margin I don't use. Gross realized P&L, I don't use that. Initial margin I don't use. So you see it's just whittling down the list right now. So realized P&L, I don't really use that. Okay, so this is what I use. And then I'll just drag it over and do it like this. So that's all I want to see. I want to see the account name, what any unrealized P&L is, total P&L, and then the net lick. So that's that's what I do for that one. For the orders, I only want to see orders that are active. So if you right click on here and filter by order type, only active orders. So this will only show active orders. Executions, that I usually don't touch that, and strategies. you can see what strategies are available, and you can enable or disable them here. Um, and then you can also do strategies from the chart. I'll show you that in a minute. And then positions, I usually put that here so I can monitor what positions I have and what order is execution. Okay, so then if we're trading like a day trading thing, like a prop firm, you want to make sure you're flat at the end of the day. So after you're done trading, you want to make sure I don't have any positions and I don't have any active orders. And you can, if you're using Rhythmic, there's actually a safety thing you can have where it'll actually close all positions and all working orders at a certain time of day. So that's pretty handy. So if you're going to do a prop firm, I like Rhythmic for that kind of stuff because you can do some of it with Trade of Eight, but not the like the close everything at a certain time. Okay, so let's take that's more stuff that we want to go through here. So the instruments. They have tons and tons of things. I mean, you can do stocks with here, but most people I know trade either futures or mostly futures, but some people trade Forex too. Here you can create your instrument lists. Database management is this is for rolling over stuff. So I can just click this and it'll roll everything over. Okay, so now all the symbols are rolled over to the current expiration. You can set up hotkeys. I've got like Express, so I use my own hotkey program, but you can set up hotkeys in here too. Historical data. So if I wanted to do like market replay and like go back or do some back testing, you need some data. So if I want some historical data, it looks like it's got some, or maybe it doesn't have any, and there's no market replay data. So market replay lets you kind of replay it in real time. So let me just go grab a date here. Let's do ES, and let's see, today's 19. Let's do yesterday. So it'll download some market data. So now if you go here, you can see there you've got some market replay data. And this download is for historical data. So if I'm going to go with ES, notice the pin ones are up here. Let's just go well, say we want tick data and we just want the 18th and the 18th. So it'll just give um, 1 day of tick data for ES. So now if we look at ES, I think it's December. Um, 70 dates here. I don't see it. Okay, well, it should be here now. You can remove these too if you want to get rid of old ones. It's probably a good idea to get rid of old data because it starts adding up on your hard drive. So I'll remove these. Don't need the September ones. All right, so now I've got some data downloaded. So I can do things like change my connection to playback and then just hit continue. And then if you right click on here, go to, and I've only got 1 day, so I'll start at like 9:30 a.m. And now it's got the now the chart loaded for that's MES. I think we did ES, right? So we've got the data for ES, and now we can just hit play, and we can control the playback speed here. So here it's going to play back at like say 15 times, and then it'll start playing back here. Yeah, there it goes. So this was yesterday. So you can again control the speed. So if you want to practice trading, this is a great way to do it. So that's how you use market replay. You got to use the playback connection for that. So I'll just stop it. You just can disconnect. Um, well, actually, let me go back to that. Go to 9:30. Well, maybe 9:45. And now we can talk about the trading interface a little bit. Let me see if there's anything else we need to talk about here. Okay, so we talked about commissions, risk. I never use that, but trading hours. Okay, so import. So if you're getting a third-party indicator from somebody, you're going to have to use this import and then NinjaScript add-on. So if somebody gives you like a zip file to import into NinjaTrader, that's how you do it, import and NinjaScript add-on. And then if you're updating one, a lot of times you don't need to do this, but if you go to remove NinjaScript assembly, then that'll be a clean way to uninstall an indicator. Like say you give a trial of something and and you don't like it, so you want to get rid of it, then I mean there's nothing in here now because it's a clean installation, but it'll show there'll be like a little add button and you can add in that one you want to get rid of and just delete it. So that's how you get rid of ones that like trials that have expired that you want to just get rid of them. And then this options one is pretty important. So like the market data, if you want to do tick replay, then you got to check this one. And that'll be like a default for all your charts if you use tick replay. That's really the only one I use for that. I don't do anything with this. Trading strategies, I don't change any of that. Trading, I don't use those either. And that's about all that I do. Those are just sounds. So those are all the options. All right, so now let's go back here. So now as far as like working with a chart, um, we have, well, let's see, before I go to the chart, let's talk about workspace a second. So I've got this workspace and I can save it as a different name. So test two. And now if I look at workspaces, I've got two workspaces. So if I say I right click on here and duplicate this to a new tab. So now I've got two tabs and I'll say like MES in this one and ES in that one. And then we can actually get rid of the market replay. I'll just go back to the live connection. And then we'll just use the simulated account for doing some test trades. All right, so here we have this double chart thing. So now if we save it and we close it and we'll open up the first one. Oh, I guess I didn't save that. So there's the one that we just saved. And if we just get rid of this one, we can save it as another name, test one. So now we've got these two. So if I close this and open up test two, this is the one that has two symbols on it. But you can see that's how you work with workspaces. And if you don't have old ones, you can just remove it like that. But that's how you work with different workspaces. So you might be doing one with day trading, one with swing trading, one for Forex, different types of things, one with footprint charts, one with Renko charts or different bar types. But so that's how you get to this point. So we've got the connections, the workspaces, tools, and all this stuff. We've talked about it a bit. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you're installing third-party software that you've bought, they might ask you what your NinjaTrader machine ID is, and that's on help about. It's this thing right here. Some vendors have a licensing system. So like Flowbots with Replicanto, you have to type in like Flowbots like this, and then your name or whatever you want to call it. And then you submit that. So then this would be what you send back to them. But then this is set up in NinjaTrader to know that this is a third-party licensing thing. So their software will look for that and they'll probably talk to their server and authenticate it. But that's, again, this is where the machine ID is. And then this is how you do some third-party authentications like Flowbots. Um, all right, so I think we've covered all that stuff. So as far as the chart, these toolbars up here are pretty handy. If you right click on the chart, you can see a lot of these have shortcuts. So the data series is Control F, the indicators Control I, strategy Control S. I use these two a lot. It does have drawing tools. I don't use them very much, or not really at all. You can zoom in on a chart, make it all on top. Show the tabs, that's the stuff down at the bottom. The crosshair, different styles, but again, there's a thing up here for that. Show the data box, Control D. Save it, you can do that as well. Even print it or share it with somebody. And then sometimes if you're working with like a NinjaScript editor or you're changing something in a strategy, you need to reload the NinjaScript, and that's what F5 does. Or you can come to this right-click menu, this context-sensitive one, and just select it there, or reload all the data. And then templates, this is a nice one. If you get a template set up the way you like it, you can save it or even save it as a default. So for instance, if I come here and I put on something like an ATR, say like an 8 period. So there it is. And you can control how it looks here. So if you expand this, you can change the color. I don't know what color you want, maybe like a dark olive green, maybe make it 3 pixels wide, and let's make it a dashed line. So that's what it looks like. But you can control all that, how it looks here. Another one I like is the price line, I think it is. Yeah, this one, price line. So this shows the current price, and I just usually use the last, then I make it like a color that stands out. So for me, I usually make it like a magenta, and 3 or 4 pixels is usually pretty good. So there's the last price, so you can see that a lot easier. There's another one you can use that I've seen a lot of people use. It's net, see, where is it? Net change display. So we can do like in points for MES, and I'll put it, let's see, top right. I want to do the top left, and I'll make the font a little bit bigger. Maybe like I don't know, 30 pixel. This will show you the change up here. So right now ES is up 106 points. So now that we've got this layout that we like, if we go back to right click, templates, save as, now we can save this as a name. Test. So now this is a chart template. So if I come back to this chart, it doesn't have any of that stuff, but I can go load this, and now it's got that price indicator, the price line, the ATR, all that stuff that we set up in the default template. And you can also say, make this, oops, where is it? Template, save it as default. So now if I close this and do a new chart, and I'll just say ES again, and 1 minute chart's fine. There, that's the default. So it's got that price line, the change indicator, and an ATR with that dash line that we set up. Okay, so that's how to get to the indicators. Again, it's just this thing or Control I. This data series, that's handy. You can change what type of chart you're looking at, like an Heikin-Ashi, or maybe you want a Renko chart or a range chart. ES, maybe even a tick chart. So let's do like a 750 tick. And for this one, we don't need tick replay. Some things like a footprint chart might, so just check with the vendor. And again, here we have how we're going to show the execution. So we'll put on text and marker, hit OK. Now, how do we trade with this? So if we go to this chart trader, you can turn it off, turn it on, or have it on, but it's hidden. So you're going to start out with like this. And now you can see it has what account you want to trade. And I'm just going to stick with the sim account and ATM strategy. That's a advanced trade management strategy. And I'll talk about that in a minute. These are normal buttons for buying, selling, reverse, close, flat, and it shows your P&L. So say we do, let's do one contract with sim, and we'll just hit buy the bid. And this is the order confirmation. So I like to disable that because it just slows you down. So there's order confirmation. So now I'm in a trade. If I click on it, right now it's showing the points. If I click on it, here's now showing the dollars. So now I'm up 1250. And again, I did apply the commissions to this, I think. Let me look. Right click. Yeah, so I've got rhythmic commissions on this for Apex. So now it's showing me my P&L, and there's my buy thing. And if you want to have more space here, then just go to the properties. Again, you can go to it from, it's hard to see that, down here, properties, or just click on this icon and then just change this right side margin, maybe give it like, 60 or something that pushes this over. Now, if you see this arrow, that means that you're not looking at the edge that you've defined. So I think we said 60 pixels. So this will zap it back over. Sometimes you'll get in a trade like this and you go, how come the price line's way off from my candle? Well, because this arrow is showing you that you're not at the last bar. So you got to click to scroll over to the last bar. And right now it's um it's uh it's automatically doing the scale for you. But if you left click and drag, now you can resize it like this. And then if you hold the control key, then now you can move it up and down. But the F means that you've got a fixed scale. So it's not going, if the market just rallies, it's going to go off the screen. So if you want to keep it automated, just click on the F and that'll get it back to the automation. And if you change the scale here. So if you left click and drag, you can control the different, how far back and how big the bar sizes are. You can also do things like hold the control key down and do the up and down arrow that changes the spacing, and the alt key and the up and down arrow changes the bar widths. You can see that. Okay, so we're in this trade, but how do we get out of it? I mean, you can just go sell, say close, but say you have a profit target. Well, I'll just right click on here and go sell at a limit price right there. So if we hit that price, it's going to take us out. I don't know if it's going to get there. It looks like it might. It's trying to. Let me change it down. Okay, it's out. So it just sold at 57.8875. And you can see that on the positions or the executions. So here it went long at this price and got out at that price. And there's the commissions from my commission thing. And now I look at the account and it's kind of hard to see. It made $96 on that. So let me just switch it back to a dark skin. So again, we go to NinjaTrader Dark. And now we have to close it. It's saving the workspace. And we'll come back here and log in. There's the dark. Yeah, if you have $4, I'm just looking at the questions, sorry. Oh, there's no Schwab connection. Okay. Used to be. Maybe they're working on that. They will be working on a Schwab connection. Okay. All right, so here's our thing here. So you can see there's the $96 profit. Let me go back to the questions real quick. Yeah, the broker does the commissions. This is just the trading platform we're looking at. You can use NinjaTrader Broker, which is what this little live account's connected to. Actually, I got to connect that. Get some live data. Okay, there we go. And Mark says he's paying $4 a month for live data if connected to Schwab. No, again, the data comes from the data provider. So if you get like an Apex account, they give you a NinjaTrader license plus data. So it's actually the free one because it doesn't include the order flow. And then for the Apex accounts for NinjaTrader, I use I use Replicanto instead of K. So Replicanto is let's see, that's in Flowbots. Replicanto. I think I paid what did I pay for it? Paid like $200, something like that. So I did a lifetime. Actually, I did one at a time, but yeah, it's $200 for one machine, or two machines lifetime is 300. So it depends on what you need, but it's $200 for a lifetime, one and done, and you're good to go. But that's what I use for trade copying with NinjaTrader. I use Quant Tower with like my Fast Track Trader account and FlexiTrade. Because FlexiTrade is not connected. You can't use NinjaTrader with FlexiTrade. So they use Quant Tower, but they've got a built-in trade copier. You don't have to buy anything extra. But that's how the Replicanto works. It's pretty simple. As far as the trading though, one little trick that I figured out is you can do OCO orders, but you have to right click and click on OCO. So for instance, if I get in a trade, let me just sell the ask, or maybe speed it up, I'll sell market. So now I'm in a trade, but I want to set up like a bracket. So I got to click on this OCO, and you can see OCO is highlighted up here. And then I'll right click on buy, and I'll right click up here for a buy stop. And now these are linked. And if you go to your orders, you can check and see that it has an OCO filled in here on both of these. So these are linked together. So if one of them hits, it's going to stop out the trade. You just saw it. It just killed everything. So I just gave up all the profit that I made on that sim account. And then you can control the order quantities. Like one thing, if you want to configure it, this is kind of nice. Say you're trading, so those are increments. So say you're doing like up to 6 contracts. So I want to add like 2 and maybe 3 and maybe 4 and 5, something like that. So now these are on here. I'm not going to trade that many, so I'll get rid of futures contracts. Then we're going to do 100. So then now I have these default quantities set up. So now if I come in here and click on this little icon, those are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I just set up. As far as the oh yeah, so that's for that. As far as like the chart type, you can also set up custom chart types too. So if we go on the data series and we go, let's see, where is it? Say we wanted to do a hike and ASCII, select, let's see, where is that? Preset, hike and ASCII, save. Where is it? So the instruments, no, I can't remember where I set that up now. It's the data series, instrument settings. Um, Shoot. So I've got it set up on here. Oh, there it is, configure. So you can say you trade like Hike and Ashi charts. So you can set up Hike and Ashi. Here's a 1 minute. Maybe you want to do like a 3 minute and a 5 minute. Oops, 5 minute. So now I've added these to my custom chart types. So now I can just come up here and go, I want a Hike and Ashi 3 minute chart. And I'll just reset it for me. So again, you can come up here and configure this and set these to whatever you want to customize it. Even like tick. So say I want a 750 tick in here. Well, it's not on the list. So let me just go to tick and add like 750. And maybe I want it to move it up so it's in the right order. And now I can go up here. Oh, I want a 750 tick chart. And there it is. That's sorry about that. Those blue screens. This is on one of my servers. It's running some automated scripts periodically. Okay, so now let's talk about ATM strategies. So advanced trade management. So we can customize these. These are pretty powerful. So say we want like 2 contracts, and we're gonna trade them a little differently. So the first contract we're gonna have like, let's set a 10-point stop or 40 ticks, and then a profit target. We'll say we'll just say 40 and maybe 60. But then on the stop strategy, we'll do something like this. We'll customize this and we'll go auto break even. So if we get 10 ticks of profit, set it to -10. And then we'll do maybe a trail once we get up to 15 points, then trail it by 10, something like that. And then if you have these, you can actually save these as a template. So you got to figure out how you're going to name it. So this is, let's see, this is 10 tick -10, auto break even, and then trail at 15, 10, and 1. So now this is as a template. So if I come in here, I can pick that same template. Now it's got the same stuff in here. But that's it for the stop. As far as the whole custom ATM strategy, you got to save that if you want to reuse it. So let's just call this test 1. So now when I put this on here, I can, choose either none, custom, or I do it like in real time, or these are kind of predefined ones. So let me just go along here. Let me buy the bid, see if it gets filled. There it is. So now you can see there's my 10 points of stop loss, 10 points of profit target, and that's 15 points. And now it's going to start trailing, and I can auto break even. So if this goes up, it will trail. And maybe I should do market replay for this. I don't know if the market's going to move for us. But basically, once it hits that threshold, then you'll see these stops jump up. And I forget what I had it set to. See, now because it's live, it's not going to let me edit it. That's what this little thing is. It's active. But if I right click and duplicate this, either in a new window or as a new tab, let's put in a new window. And I'll change this to MES. So now it's not active. So now I can pick this and edit it. I can take a look at it. So I've got 40, 40, 40, 60. And then the auto break even was at 15 ticks. So that's 3.75 points. So it's got to get up to here, and then the trail will start. Looks like it wants to go higher. See, it's up 100 bucks already. And then if you want to close it at any time, now we can always move these. So we can just say, I just want to click and drag this down here. And now like that. So now if these get hit, it'll just take out that one contract. Come on, you can do it. Or maybe drag this below. That should close it. And I can see this is automatically down to 1, 1, and 1. And then if you want to close, you can actually even move the stop up to like here. Oh, it just took it out. So now it's flat. So now it's up 159 bucks with that. Let's just change this to a lot tighter. Let's say if we have um, 1 point of profit, and we'll set this to minus 10. That's probably good. So again, let's try just getting in a position and to sell. Doesn't matter which direction. I sold the S. Let me just do a market. So now if we have 1 point of profit, it's going to move on one of these contracts. So this has to get down to 90.75. It's another 50 cents. Didn't quite hit it. Oops. Well, another tick. Ugh, it's not doing it. Of course, it's in consolidation, so it might not hit that. Again, we can zoom this in, take a look, and now it's not going the right way anyway. So much for that demo. Well, let me do one go in the other direction. Let me do a long. Oh, I just closed it. Okay, well, let's just do a long. Mark it in. Yeah, we're looking for 1 point, and then it's going to move that stop up. There it is. So move that stop up 10 ticks behind it. But that's how those ATM strategies work. Now, there are limitations with it. Let me just close that. It has to be like in ticks. You can't say, give me an ATR that's based, or give me a stop that's based on ATR or an indicator. That's what something like Blackbird can do from Shark Indicators, or you can write a custom strategy, but that's a lot more involved. And to do custom programming, you have to do something like new NinjaScript editor, and also bring up the editor and do like a strategy, and then you right click, new strategy, give it a name, test, and then generate. And now here's your basic thing here for a strategy. So it's got this namespace, it's some C# programming stuff. But you can use things like Claude.ai. It's pretty handy. Claude.ai. It's pretty good. It's an AI. It's like Replicanto. I mean, not Replicanto, Perplexity.ai or ChatGPT. But you can just ask it a question. It looks like I want to build a Ninja script strategy to implement a trailing stop one ATR behind, something like that. And it'll start writing the code for you. It's pretty cool. So here it is, all these using statements, and I mean you got to change the name here because he didn't tell it what name to use. But here it just wrote some code for me, and I just have to change this test here and test there. So let me paste this in, and this is called test and test. Then you just hit compile, and you'll see it down here. Oh, now there's some errors. So you got to go through and fix all the errors, but that's the process of doing some NinjaScript coding. And the AIs help quite a bit for that kind of stuff. So I'm going to just delete that. I just wanted to show you how you get there. Remove it. Come on. There it is. All right, so that's gone. All right, so that's basically the ATM strategies in a nutshell. And there's a lot of different strategies people sell that are a lot more sophisticated. There's all kinds of stuff built into like RKI. They have all these algos. The algos are interesting, but you got to retrain them all the time. So I don't know how useful they are. To me, they seem a little bit curve fit. Um, but anyway, that's kind of the basics of how to use all this stuff. So um, again, the first thing you want to do when you start this is make sure you set that multi-provider to check that off, and just pick the skin you want. I like the dark skin. Also set the time zone. I always set my trading computers to Eastern, just keep it all convenient, but you don't have to. That's the main thing. And then if you're trading like Apex, you can set the commissions or whatever broker you're using, come set your commission schedule. And then just add in the symbols you want, and then the commissions, and then these numbers will be exact. So if this was an Apex account and I was trading it, and with all the trades that I did, I would be up $143.16 exactly. It's pretty cool. Other things you can do on here, like a super dom. I don't trade with that, but a lot of people do, like day traders. So um, you'd have to go look for instructions on that. Again, I don't really use it, but it is popular, so you can do a super dom. Option chain, I've never used that. Basic entry. I guess that's like a order tag base or order thing. I never use that. I just do it off the chart. Alerts. Oh, you can do trade performance. That's kind of nice. So after you've had some trades, you can go to your trade performance and see all kinds of information about it. So here we had gross profit at 305. We had some commissions and losses, and our net was 143. We had this profit factor, Sharpe ratio, Sortino, 6 trades, won 2/3 of them. The average winner, average loser, max winner, max loser, time and trade. You can look at the analysis, and this is more interesting if it's like multiple days or even like times of days. You can see what times of days are doing better than others. And we just had one day, so that's not very exciting. You can see all your trade executions, the trades themselves, and how the history was with the cumulative profit during the day. So a lot of good stuff on here. But the trade performance is very, very nice to see how are we doing. Um, and I guess that should get you started. Oh yeah, and Eric says it's not an ATM, it's not an automated teller machine. So unfortunately, but yeah, automated trade management, I think is what it is. Yeah, and Eric got it. So thanks, Eric. But that's basically it for a quick and dirty overview of how to use NinjaTrader. Should take you from getting started to getting some basic setups and get some indicators on the chart, maybe load some strategies. how to trade off the chart with Chart Trader. And the other thing with Chart Trader, if you do the hidden version, you can't change like the count or the contracts or anything, but you can, right click and just do like I'm going to sell two at this price. And then you can just drag and move it around. And then if it gets filled, chase it till it gets filled. Come on. There it is. So now we're filled. But again, you don't have a lot of control over it. But all the controls are there. So you can, move your stop and your profit targets, stuff like that. That's all fine. But you want to go to see the chart trader if I want to apply like an ATM. So here's another thing. So if I don't have anything on here and I go to my positions, and there it is. So I can right click and apply an ATM strategy. So boom, there's my ATM strategy applied. So if I forgot to do it, if I had none set, you can always come back in here and reapply it. So there it is. And then we'll just set these up here. And then hopefully it'll execute one of these. These are OCO orders. And again, if you look at the orders tab, there are OCO things filled in here. So and then you just want to check and make sure at the end of the day that, again, positions are flat, there are none, no active orders, and then you should be good to go for the end of the day. Okay, so now we just made 185 bucks for the day. And here's all those markers on here. So if you, again, look at the data series and you set this to just markers only, now you have these little arrows here. So here's an entry, here's an exit, entry, exit. Went short, exited here. So it's kind of hard to read, but I tend to not display them because it just clutters up the chart. Now it's cleaner. All right, everyone. Hopefully that gets you started. It's a pretty good walkthrough. If you have any questions, let me know. But that forum has the Apex commissions for Rhythmic and Tradevate, and I'll try and add some more in there. But those are the ones that I use most of the time. And yeah, good trading. And again, let me know if you have any questions. So thanks, everyone.